his hand.
All right, hold on.
Remember when we went to sign class? And I
We're
couldn't
good.
do it?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. All right, so here are a few questions for you that I'd like to ask. All right, so what was it like growing up in the time period of the Great Depression, like the 1930s?
Very, very rough.
How so?
Well, we didn't have the things that we have today. We didn't have TV. All we had was regular kerosene, lights in some rooms of the house. Some had electric, some had kerosene lamps. We had wood burning stoves and kerosene burning stoves. And the food was good anyway. My grandmother was a great cook. By the way, my grandmother and grandfather brought my sister and I up after my mother passed away. And I was living with my grandmother and grandfather and two aunts and an uncle. And they were deaf. But they were very, very good to me.
Okay. At the time, did you have any friends in different economic classes than you? Did you have any people who were like
No.
poorer or like richer?
No.
Um,
Those days were really hard for kids our age in those years. Very hard.
Did they have similar lives to you? Did they have similar lives, like economically wise?
The same kind of life that you did that was...
Oh yes. Oh yes. It was rough in those days. Very, very rough. We didn't have all the conveniences that they have today.
What do you think some of the long-lasting effects of the Depression are? Like, do you think there's any habits that people still have from the time period?
Yes.
You
can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. What do you think the long-lasting effects of the Depression are? And do you think people still have habits like those today?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember all that. It was really, really rough. Really, really rough. My grandparents didn't have too much money. And there was 3, 5, 7 of us to feed. Excuse me. It was really, money wasn't as easy as, or it was very hard to earn money. And you didn't earn much. You're lucky if they were 25 cents an hour compared to what they are today. Things were really, really rough in my days, in our days.
Do you think that some of these habits are still used?
No, not in the United States. Maybe in other countries they are.
What was your life like personally during the time?
My grandparents took good care of my sister and I. Thank God we had them. Yeah, they were very, very good to us. And my uncle and my aunt on the farm were good to my grandparents and to me also. Yeah, they were very good on the farm.
Wait, hold on. It's on my phone. Alright. How did this period of time not only affect you, but affect the whole country, do you think?
How did it affect you during the Depression and the whole country? You couldn't get food without stamps or
No,
shoes? Or...
no. But they have stamps for this and stamps for that.
You had to ration everything?
yeah. Yeah, it was really, really rough. Yep.
With the Depression too, they had, you know, people that were out of work because of the Depression and
What is one example of something that stuck out to you during the time period as remarkable or important?
what really comes to you that was very important to you at
During
that
the
time,
Depression.
Yeah.
during the Depression?
Well, my grandparents were very, very good to me, and my sister. So we had a good, nice, good, clean home compared to some of the people that live in the neighborhood.
If these events never happened, do you think it would have drastically changed history?
If the Depression never happened, do you think it would have drastically changed?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Things would have been much better for everybody. Yeah, those were the hard times.
How does life back then differ from now? How is life back then different from it is right now?
Oh,
For you.
100% different. Everything right now is 100% better. You have better grocery stores, better clothing stores, and better living quarters. Everything is 100% improved. Better medical. I don't know how to. Better medical. Well, your hospitals and doctors are 100% better than they were years ago because they know more now than they did then.
Do you think you learned something from the experiences you had?
Yes, I did. I learned an awful lot. Things I'll never forget.
What sort of things did you learn at the time?
Well, I learned to read and write and learn different trades that are out now than they were when I was a kid. You didn't have all the shops that are out now, like oh God, I don't know how to describe them now. Much better, 100% better now than they were years and years ago.
And when you were a child, you also were in a TB hospital for
Oh,
2.5
yeah.
years.
I was in TB hospital for 2.5 years. And later on in life, I got diabetes and diabetic now, and I led a good life in the service. I learned a lot when I was in the service, and which helped me along later on in life. Yeah, things are 100% better.
Hold on. Try to find a good one here. Do you think future generations could benefit from experiences that happened
To me,
to everyone at the time?
oh sure. Oh yeah. We've all learned a lot. Yep. We learned a lot of shortcuts on doing different things.
And how to stretch a dollar, right?
I never had the dollar. I was always nickels and dimes and quarters. Oh, and half a dollars.
Hold on. This is what happens when you use your phone for these things. Did the time period, the economics of the time period affect your family and how you were brought up in your family?
I don't know what to say. Really.
Well, it was hard for your grandparents.
Oh yeah, it was hard for my grandparents
And
because they were receiving no money from my father. I don't know if I should tell her what, but he never helped my grandparents to raise my sister and I. He was full of promises.
How did your grandparents make ends meet during the Depression then?
Well, they were getting help from the town. My father was supposed to pay my grandmother and grandfather room and board, which he didn't do better than half the time.
and you raised pigeons and chickens
Oh, yeah.
and rabbits for food and food
Oh,
from the
yeah.
farm.
Raised rabbits, chickens, pigeons, homing pigeons. You couldn't have street pigeons because you didn't know what they ate out on the street. And the homing pigeons were the ones that were born and brought up on the farm or on the property. My uncle was very good at raising the chickens and the rabbits and pigeons, and my two aunts and uncles, well, I think I told you, were deaf, but they were very good, very, very good parents. They were always very good to my sister and I.
Did you ever have to go without anything? A meal, shoes? Did you ever have to go without anything because of the Depression? Like a meal or shoes or clothes?
No.
Well, you had to earn the money for your own glasses because you
Yeah.
needed glasses.
How old were you when you started working?
16. Well, I was before that. I used to run stores, run errands for different stores,
And work on the farm.
work on a farm and pick the dump for wood so we could burn it in a small stove in the kitchen parlor. We had no heat in the house. It was very, very tough. Very, very tough.
What do you think the main cause of the Depression was? Do you think it was the stock market crash or the banks giving out bad loans, or what do you think the main...
To be honest with you, I don't know, because I didn't know much about that stuff, because I had to quit school when I was 16 years old. And in one school I had to learn French and English. Then I got out of that and I went to regular school till I had to go to work. But after I went to work and I was bringing in more money, it was much better for my grandparents. And my two aunts and uncle worked in shoe shops, even though they were deaf. They were very, very good to my grandmother, grandfather, and to my sister and I. And also my aunt and uncle on the farm. They were very, very, very good to us. God bless them all.
Do you think that the president at the time was helping in any way?